So in today's Cheeky Finance, I will be talking about what happened during the past few weeks with Bitcoin. I know that I have not been able to upload lately and I want to go back into the price and explain some of the things that have happened. We know that we had some Tether fraud and I want to talk about this and as well as some of the things about the backed project. I also want to explain my position as of why I'm still bearish in the short term but very bullish on the long term. I also want to talk about the Bitcoin shorts because we've seen that the shorts have been in extreme lows but we have not yet seen the price actually go up. So this might be an actual opportunity to be a contrarian and start shorting the price. Finally, I want to talk about XRP and the reason is because we have seen this huge surge of about 20% in the price. I think most of this movement was entirely FOMO and I want to explain my position regarding XRP and Ripple. So if you're curious about it, just chill and keep watching. Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel and this is your host, the Cheeky Entrepreneur. So I would like to go through what we talked about in the last crypto analysis video and I want to go out from there. So in the last video we were talking about this tightening pattern in the RSI which actually broke out to the downside. And we've also seen that this very important line over here which was going all the way in here and we saw an actual breakthrough at this level just very near the 20 daily EMA. And after this price action, what we saw is that the Bitcoin started another consolidation phase around this level, and this was a very important level because it was close to this important resistance which is the 6.1k level. And this is something that I would like to bring my attention to because we actually saw the price surge for a dramatic amount. But the reason is not actually something that we have to be happy about because it was mostly due to thought regarding Tether. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm still skeptical and I'm still bearish in the short term regarding Bitcoin. And the reason is that we only got this surge due to thought in a supposed stablecoin, and we have seen that Tether has partnered with another bank that's potentially fraudulent. We don't know, but the essential part here is that we know that Tether is not regulated. We know that Tether might or not be backed by actual fiat, and as far as we know, it's purely speculation because they are not really audited by anyone. And this concerns me, and I think it's the main concern of everyone because Tether has a circulating supply of more than 2 billion, and this is an extreme amount regarding cryptocurrencies and the market cap in general. And the thing that I'm most concerned about is because all these people that have that are Tether up, the only way to actually get out of Tether is mainly through Bitcoin. I think there's other altcoins that support Tether, but it would be mostly Bitcoin. And the reason is that we are gonna be seeing this fake volume of people just going out. Luckily for us, there's new stable coins that are going out there like True USD, I think Paxcoin, and these coins are good because they're actually starting to take the market cap for Tether. And I'm all up for these new stable coins because they are regulated and because they can actually be trusted. The only problem is that I don't think at this moment in time they can compete with Tether because we are talking about a couple millions in circulating supply in comparison to the 2 billion that we're seeing in Tether right now. So that's one of the things that I'm quite skeptical about cryptocurrencies in the short term. The second thing that I want to talk about is a little bit about backed. And the reason is because we have seen this huge project, and when it came out from the very first time, I was very bullish on it because they were actually bringing adoption by bringing this exchange where you can actually buy, for instance, Starbucks by using your Bitcoin. And the way that it works is that they have this exchange where you can basically just trade Bitcoin with USD and pay instantaneously. And for me, this is the real or one of the main catalysts that could bring Bitcoin into mass adoption. But now, having said this, what we've seen that BACT has done recently, it's kind of opening these futures contracts. And I'm quite suspicious about it because a lot of people think that this is actually gonna be the main catalyst for a bull run. And we've seen different future contracts before, and mostly future contracts are kind of bearish for the price. And I know a lot of people say that this might be an exception with BACT because it's physically backed, meaning that whatever that they're trading in that exchange, they're gonna be backed by actual Bitcoin, and that's a positive thing. Now, this is why it's my second concern with cryptocurrencies in the short term. The reason is the OTC markets. We know that there's millions and millions of currency being moved in this market, and the problem is that people can actually buy millions in Bitcoin, but they don't actually affect the market cap, and that's the problem because we're not seeing like people or these huge investors actually buying into Bitcoin. We're seeing that they're buying off the counter and not affecting the price at all, which means that the only ones that are gonna be benefited is them, because this might sound like a conspiracy theory, but what I believe that's gonna happen is that all these huge investors or these companies like BACT, they're gonna be buying out in the OTC markets, and they're gonna wait for mass adoption, and that's where people are gonna start buying Bitcoin, and the only ones who are gonna benefit the most, it's all these investors. Anyway, this is the only reason I'm kind of suspicious about these future contracts by BACT, because we don't really know if the Bitcoin that they are buying, or if they already have it. We don't know if they are actually buying in the OTC market, if they can or if they can't. I've heard a lot of opinions about it. I've heard positive opinions saying that they cannot buy it and they have to buy it through the market, but in my opinion, there's no reason why you can't buy OTC. And again, this is one of the main principles of Bitcoin, isn't it? Because it's decentralized and you can do peer-to-peer transactions, and OTC markets is basically just a peer-to-peer transaction, except that you're exchanging an external asset, which would be the fiat in this case. But anyways, we've seen that the price of Bitcoin has actually gone up during these past days, and I've just heard a lot of the people saying this is the bull run and we're gonna hit 6.8k, and I don't want to be negative, I don't want to sound as if this is not gonna happen, but I would like to point out that I'm not FOMOing into this, and the reason is because there is still space to go down. I mean, we've seen that the 50 EMA in the daily chart has been a very important indicator to see whether the price is going up or down, and we have seen that in several times before it has not been able to sustain the price up, as we see over here or as we even see around here. And it seems again that the price is not being able to sustain above this level, and we've seen kind of an engulfing candle right now, and that might point out that the price is actually going down. Now, in addition to this, we have a lot of resistance up ahead. We still have the 100 EMA, we still have this bearish line, and we have the 200 EMA, and we have the Ichimoku cloud covering. So there's a lot of resistance, and I really doubt that all these news happening recently are gonna affect in any way. And the reason is because what we actually want is true adoption. We cannot, I think the times that people are super speculative and are just buying because it was in the media has gone by, and I'm not saying that it won't happen again. I think that whenever we're ready for a true bull run, and whenever all these true investors and all these platforms are ready to bring all these new investors, that's when we are actually gonna see the bull run. But as of now, there is no reason why we should really see this at the moment. So let's just go quickly into the 1 hour chart, and here's the same thing. We've seen the price going through this kind of consolidation phase between the 6.5k and the 6.25k level, And here's something that I want to point out right now as a potential setup is that we might still go down, and I still think there is a good chance for us to revisit the 6.1k, and the reason is because we have seen this channel forming up. The only problem is that, as usual, you know that I like to trade with divergences, and we are seeing that the price have moved up around here, but still in the RSI we see that the price moved down, and we have a lower low, while with the price we have a higher high. And this is what is called again bearish divergences, and this is one of the reasons that we've seen this price retrace. Now we actually have broken through this channel, which means that we could potentially go down, since the only real resistance here might be like the 6.36k, but in reality there is not such resistance, so that we might actually revisit the 6,250 level, or might even go lower to the 6.1, where I would actually getting back in. This is the point that I would actually be more bullish about Bitcoin. So now I would like to focus a little bit on the shorts, and the reason is because again we've seen the shorts in an extreme low. But the worrying thing here is that even though the shorts are extremely low, the price is not extremely high. And I've heard a lot of different opinions regarding that this is the actual short squeeze that we have been waiting for so long. But in real terms, a short squeeze is made in a very short amount of time. And not only that, it's also made by extreme amounts of price action. But we have not seen Bitcoin see these levels. And actually, if we start analyzing whenever these because of the tether fall, the prices went even to 7k in some exchanges, but in Coinbase it's 6.8. It was October 15. If we take a look at what happened during that date, October 15, we've seen that we had kind of this small short squeeze. But here's the important thing that I want to talk about. Even though we saw the price going way beyond the 6.5k, the shorts didn't go dramatically down. But now the problem is that the price is not really going far up, it's only around 6.5k. But the shorts are so low right now, and it looks like people don't want to be shorting. And this is one of the positions that a lot of the smart money talk about, which is the contrarian positions. Whenever you see that the price is really going up and the shorts are not increasing, maybe it's a time to start shorting. Maybe there is gonna be one last kind of dump to the downside, and it will be a good opportunity to short and prepare for the true bull run afterwards. So now let's talk about the big deal over this past week, and this is XRP. Now I would like to focus on this because this surge was mainly because Ripple, the company, has been earning more money and more investors are actually investing into XRP. Now here, one of the reasons I would like to talk about this before doing the analysis is that I think a lot of people don't understand what XRP is and how different it is from Ripple. Now Ripple is the, let's say, the mother company, and XRP is just the boat that they use as a cryptocurrency. Now there is a lot of reason why people should be bullish regarding XRP. I mean, in reality it's a fantastic technology, and it's very quick. Just doing transactions take merely seconds when you will still have to wait for confirmations, for instance in Bitcoin. So in terms of the technology, I think it's amazing. There's a reason to be bullish about it. But this price action, if we take a look here at the hourly chart, all this price action, in my opinion at least, was mostly FOMO, fear of missing out. And the reason is that I think people don't understand the difference between the company and the difference between the token between XRP. And first of all, we have to say that XRP is very centralized, and this is something that a lot of people know. I think it's close to 60% of the tokens are owned by the company. And this is a huge problem, and people are not seeing this because there's no reason why they couldn't dump 10% just to create some FUD and then buying back at lower prices and still hold that 60% and still hold that majority of the tokens and screw over people. And again, they might do it, they might not do it, but this is a problem of something being so centralized. This is why Bitcoin is so important, and this is why other cryptocurrencies that are decentralized are so important, because people can't do that, or it's not as easy to do that as in XRP. So that's one thing. Another thing that a lot of people FOMO in is when Ripple are getting new partners, and they all talk about this XRP, but in reality, what is XRP doing? It's only a medium to transfer from one currency to another, and this is mainly adopted by the banks. Now there's reasons to be bullish, but you have to be objective, because what in reality what they're doing is, for instance, if you're transferring from, let's say, USD dollars towards British pound, the way that XRP works is that one company in the US or one bank in the US, they would actually buy Ripple with that dollar, and they would instantaneously, or with this rapid manner, they would sell Ripple in the other side with a pound. Therefore, they're not really putting their money into the market cap. They're just using it as a vehicle to actually bring money from one side to the other, which is way quicker than what Swift is right now. So there's, again, a lot of positive things, but I don't think people are looking at the right picture here in XRP. I saw this potential divergence around here at these levels, and again, there was no reason why the price would have surged in such a dramatic way. But even though there was no reason, people just went and FOMO, and we saw this huge price surge, and we saw that the price was overbought. At this point, we had bearish divergences behind bearish divergences behind another bearish divergence, and that's why basically the price has plummeted right now. I mean, we had a gain of around 20% when it achieved its high, but since then we have actually seen a retrace of around 13%. So in reality, people who hold or who bought in here or FOMO in, most of them are not in profit. Maybe, I mean, congratulations to whoever actually sold at the peak or even shorted from the peak. But this is one of the reasons why the market is still irrational, and why I'm still bearish in the short term, is because people are not looking at the longer picture. People are not actually doing their own due diligence to actually understand how this works. They just hear, oh, XRP or Ripple is doing great, there's more people going into the project, let's buy. And even though, again, there's reasons why to be bullish, there is not enough reasons as to buy XRP just for capital gains. In reality, I just think it's an amazing technology, and I think it's gonna benefit a lot of people and a lot of banks and a lot of institutions. So anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, and only if you did, mind subscribing and also like the video. You know that we're also working on other platforms. We have an Instagram account and a Facebook page, and I would actually want to give a big shout out to my amiga, because she has been helping me throughout these tough moments, and we're actually seeing that that our Instagram account is still growing, and there's a lot of people going in, so you should definitely check that out. But just before I go, just as usual, I would like to remind you all, stay smart, stay bold, but most important of all, stay cheeky. Take care, guys.